Hi everyone, it's been a little while since I've done a video, but with the raft of new measures announced yesterday by Rishi in respect of supporting all the businesses due to COVID, I thought I would get some down on camera video and run through the whole list of new measures as quickly as possible. A number of businesses are operating very well at this time, but there's still a number of you that are severely impacted from the whole summer and will be through the winter due to the loss of revenue and the restrictions applied due to the coronavirus and so forth. So first of all, yesterday's announcement was really all about the job support scheme, but on the back of that he's announced a number of other measures. But job support scheme wise, it replaces furlough. The furlough scheme will definitely end 31st of October. The job support scheme will start on the 1st of November. Rather than me run through it all, I've put a link to a great fact sheet that the government have sent out on everything we know at this moment in time. That's in part of this post, so if you just go through to that will give you everything we know about the job support scheme at this moment in time. The headline on that is that when the furlough scheme started, the government was supporting 80% of the wages. Basically, with the job support scheme, it's going to be down to 22%. So there's a definite, distinct reduction in the amount of support they're offering over the next 6 months. The scheme will run 1st of November to 30th of April at this moment in time. The next new measure was the self-employment income support scheme, which has been supporting the self-employed. That's had 2 payments so far. He's confirmed there'll be another 2 covering the months November, December, January, and then February, March and April. Again, that is greatly reduced on what has been provided before, and it's been capped at 1,875. The key on that is you're only eligible if you're eligible for the first 2. So again, there's no support there for anyone that wasn't eligible for those first 2, although he has said that he will leave the criteria open for the 4th payment covering February, March and April, depending on circumstances and where we go over the winter months. Again, there's a fact sheet and I've put a link to the fact sheet on that in this post, so please click through to that and that will give you some information in that regard. The other part, self-employed, anyone that completes self-assessment, if you have tax to pay in January, you're allowed to use the time to pay to split that over the following 12 months. So that wouldn't need to be paid in full until January 2022. So that's for anyone with tax up to £30,000 due in January. If you're due to pay over 30,000, they expect you to pay it. But anyone that's got a tax liability, personal tax liability up to £30,000 can agree a time to pay arrangement with the revenue and split that over 12 months through to January 2022. The key on that is that you need to have submitted your tax return and know what your tax liability is by January in order to be able to agree that with the revenue. That would be a case of phoning up the special line, which number will be produced shortly for that. Another announcement yesterday was regard to VAT. The first one, hospitality and leisure, retail, etc. have got a reduction from 20% to 5% on their output VAT. That was due to end on the 12th of January 2021. That's been extended to the 31st of March 2021. The other big news on VAT was to do with anyone that has deferred their VAT payment to next March, so to March 2021, for any of the VAT that you were allowed to defer earlier this year. He has now announced that rather than be expecting to pay that lump sum at the end of March next year, you can split that over 12 months for the following tax year, so from sort of April 2021 through to March 2022, over 12 interest-free payments. So in effect, you're able to have an interest-free loan on that VAT to split over 12 months, which is a bit of a surprise, I suppose, but very generous. So anyone, for instance, that owed £24,000 in VAT and were expecting to pay that next March, you can now make £2,000 a month through the whole year to March 2022, rather than find that one big lump of £24,000. So a big help to cash flow in that regard. Another big announcement yesterday was the bounce back loans. In regards to the bounce back loans, anyone that's taken a bounce back loan out, you can now extend that from 6 years to 10 years, which dramatically reduces the monthly payments due. He's changed the scheme to pay as you grow, and extended the applications for anyone to the 30th of November. The scheme was due to end on the 4th of November. Now it's been extended to the 30th of November. Exactly the same with the CBILS, that was due to end next Wednesday, 30th of September. That's been extended to the 30th of November. The key with the bounce back loan, you can at 3 points make interest only repayments if you begin to struggle over that 10-year period. And you can also have a 6-month holiday on the repayments on that. Both of those will only kick in after the first 6 months of repayments have been made. So if you took the loan out in May this year, you'd be expected to start making payments in May next year. Again, that will already have been extended by to 10 years. And then come November next year, you could take a 6-month holiday, or you could go to interest only if you need it for cash flow purposes. There's another big effort to help the cash flow businesses there by the government. So lots and lots of support, different packages, different advice provided by the government, lots to try and digest, etc. It was only announced yesterday. I've got various fact sheets. I'll post any more information I get. I'll do a couple of videos specifically on the job support scheme when we know the exact workings of that. The same with the self-employment income support scheme. And there could well be further support measures announced over the next few weeks, months, etc. And again, I'll keep you up to date with all of those. The other key thing is that the budget that was announced was going to be in November has now been postponed, cancelled, whichever way you look at it, and there'll be no budget, which means there'll be no plans as to how we're going to repay all this. So no increase in taxes, no pain at this moment in time, I think, is the way he's determined it, because he can't be looking to take things back when he's still having to hand them out. So the next budget will be next spring at this moment in time, depending obviously where we go with the coronavirus and the COVID support. What I can say at this time is, if you need any help or advice, feel free to give us a bell, drop us a line, email, etc. But in the meantime, I hope everyone continues to trade and flourish as much as they can in this difficult time, and make sure you stay safe and well. And I will see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.